Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Tree of Woe Wrestling Podcast. I am the Black Patriot, and this is the Wrestling Podcast where we always put wrestling first because wrestling is the number one priority. Remember to like, comment, share, subscribe. It's a small thing to you, but for me, it means the world, and it means the world to the channel. So, jumping right on in. Unless you've been living up under a rock, by now you know that John Cena, the greatest of all time, Mr. Hustle, Loyalty, Respect, Never Give Up himself, was tapped out to Gunther at Saturday Night Main Event in Washington, D.C. It's an old school wrestling trope that anybody that retires, they say you go out on your back, obviously giving the rub to a talent that needs it. You put someone over on the way out. Absolutely. Still, do I think John Cena should have lost? Absolutely not. Do I think he should have lost to Brock Lesnar? Absolutely not. Do I think he should have lost to Dominic Mysterio? Absolutely not. Do I think he should have turned heel? Absolutely not. From the moment his retirement tour was announced to the second he smiled and tapped out to Gunther, this whole thing was a giant, humongous botch. And having Cena tap out to Gunther may go down in history as the greatest professional wrestling fumble of all time. This is beyond anything that ever happened in WCW. This is beyond the shenanigans of AEW. This is 100% tone deaf, brain dead, idiotic booking from the big nose jerk himself, Triple H. This man has to either be inept at his job, mentally handicapped, or quite frankly, and this is the one that it is, an egomaniac that doesn't really care about the product, and he certainly doesn't care about you, the fans, your entertainment, or your money. I did not watch the show. I will not be watching WWE's PLEs going forward because literally every PLE of the calendar year of 2025, including WrestleMania, was garbage. Absolutely utter shit. What we are getting from this company right now is a handful, an eyeful, a fistful of human feces. This is what Triple H is giving you. He's pulling down his pants, taking off his undergarments, and taking a huge fat dump right in your face, right in the ring, right in these stadiums. I wouldn't be going out on a limb in saying that 2025 was the worst year in WWE's history. The content from top to bottom is just plain bad. If there is even, can you even call this content? Let's slow down for a second. Raw and SmackDown are hitting record low viewership. And the proof is in the pudding. There's no line here. There's no playing game. There's no, oh, these content creators don't know what they're talking about. No. In January, Raw debuted on Netflix to 6 million viewers. You know where they are right now? So low that they're not even mentioned in the top 10 of Netflix shows. Obviously, right now, Stranger Things is doing very well. But it was all the way, if you look at the list, Raw was beaten out by some obscure comedy show from a guy that I've never heard of. and he was getting about 4 million viewers or something like that. The proof is in the pudding. SmackDown has dipped below 1 million. They're struggling to stay at 1 million. And with them potentially about to go to 3 hours, oh, it's over. The demographic that WWE has been normally catered to is not going to sit down on a Friday night, the beginning of their weekend, and watch a 3-hour boring program. Who would do it? Who would sit down for 3 hours and watch SmackDown? Clearly not very many people. Because it's not just the people, it's not just the ratings, attendance is dropping as well. People are not buying these overpriced tickets for these lame shows. Ticket price aside, if the show was good, shut up and take my money. I will pay for it. If these PLEs were good, I will pay for them, and most fans will. This is not anti-WWE. It may sound like it because WWE is putting out this crap, but this is really a cry and a plea for help from people that do actually care about the industry, that do actually care about WWE. We want to see the product do well. We want to see WWE thrive. It cannot happen with Triple H at the helm. So this poses another question. Does WWE have a Triple H problem? WWE is the body, and Triple H is the necrotic disease that's rotting it from the inside and killing it. I've heard people say he's doing exactly what he's been paid to do. I've heard rumors of, oh, they just want to tank the company to sell it to Saudi. I've heard multiple people say that. I did not believe it the first time I heard it. I thought it was nonsense. Now multiple sources are saying it. Multiple content creators, even people that's close to me. The guy I used to work with in this wrestling podcast, he was one of the first people I ever heard mention a Saudi deal. So is that it? Are you purposely tanking the company, Hunter? Because I have to ask this, because the last 2 weeks of Raw have been terrible. This last week of Raw was boring, meaningless, nonsensical, filler garbage. Come on, man. Austin Theory is the masked man. Who the heck didn't know that? Who didn't know that? We've been calling it for weeks. And when I say we, I'm talking about the content creator community. People that cover wrestling on a weekly basis. People have been saying this for weeks. If you go back and look at some of my videos, I've said it. So I'm supposed to be, so what is that? That shows you transparent, lazy, cookie cutter booking. If someone can predict the outcome of your storyline weeks in advance, that should tell you your storylines are weak. That should tell you your storylines are pathetic. And it should also tell you that your content is not engaging. Why would I be excited for Austin Theory when I already knew it was Austin Theory? Why would I be excited for Austin Theory during the Vision when the Vision has sucked? It sucked when Seth Rollins was there, and it sucks now. Braun Breaker is not that guy. He is not ready. His promo skills is not there. Physically and in ring work, he's good. Promo, terrible. Presence, terrible. Charisma, non-existent. This dude is not ready, and it will be a shame if he defeats CM Punk. You know why it's a shame? Because in all honesty, he should be ready. He should be a bigger star than what he is within WWE. Don't push a guy and try to make me think he is a star. Actually build him like a star. The Vision is terrible. It's been terrible since day one-ish. It's bad. It was bad when Seth Rollins was the focal point. It's even worse now. And the real reason why it'd be sad if Braun Breaker beats CM Punk, because a guy pushing 50 is a better option than one of your young and upcoming talents. That is why it's sad. Because Braun Breaker is not ready. He has nothing about him that makes him interesting, nothing about him that makes you want to see what he's going to do next. A guy that should be retired from the company, who is pushing 50, is a better option to hold the World Heavyweight Championship than your young and up-and-coming talent. Make that make sense. It doesn't. It does not make any sense. This is the reason why I say WWE has a Triple H problem, because Triple H is the one booking this mess. Triple H is the person signing off on it. Hell, Triple H is probably the one that's coming up with this crap. It gotta be. And I understand Vince is no longer with the company, but he's still married to a McMahon, Stephanie. He is still brother-in-laws with a McMahon, Shane. Like, why is nobody saying anything to him? They grew up in this industry. They cannot possibly think. Nobody can convince me that the McMahons think that WWE is headed in the right direction. Come on now. You know it's bad. You know it's bad, and it's to the point where it is undeniable. There is nothing about these shows that makes you want to tune in on a week-to-week basis. There's nothing about these shows that makes you, that's water cooler talk, that people are at work or in school or wherever talking about it. These shows are largely forgettable and unmeaningful. The PLEs have been downright awful. Like I can say crap, I can say terrible, I can say doo-doo, but they've been downright awful. How do you fumble WrestleMania? How do you fumble John Cena's heel turn? How do you fumble his retirement tour? These are storylines that should write themselves, presented to Triple H on a silver platter, and he removes his trousers and defecates on them, and then gives it to us. Like, John Cena's retirement tour should have been the biggest thing in wrestling. But really and truthfully, nobody cares. You heard the crowd at Saturday Night Main Event. We all did. They were not booing because Cena tapped out. They were booing because he tapped out to Gunther, and how everything just was made to not make any sense. They were more mad at Triple H than they were at Gunther for tapping Cena out. So you get no heat on your heel. You take all the heat. You see how that's ridiculous? Triple H is the booker. Triple H is the writer. Fans were more angry at him than at the superstar heel for retiring the legendary John Cena. Gunther came out on Raw to no heat. I guess in their mind, they thought it was going to be nuclear Tessa Blanchard heat. He came out to minimal boos. Dom Mysterio has been booed louder than Gunther was. Roman Reigns has been booed louder than Gunther was. You don't believe me? Go back and find the episode of Raw that Roman Reigns defeated Undertaker. They were saying, fuck you, Roman. So you got a guy retiring Cena and your crowd don't care. Nobody cared that Cena has retired. I did not even watch the program. Lifelong die-hard wrestling fan did not watch the program, and it was Cena's last match. Hell, I live in the region. I'm 30 minutes away from DC, and I did not go to the event. Because I don't care. Because I knew it was going to be bad. Because it is not something I want to do. I can do other things with my time. Time is precious. Time is valuable. And watching WWE programming is literally brain rot. Nothing makes sense. Nothing is cohesive. There's no continuity. It's all just mumble jumble thrown together. I'm convinced they have to be coming up with these shows on the fly. I feel like with Vince, things were planned out weeks, even months in advance. Triple H is he got to be writing these shows the day of. Everything is bad. Your wrestlers don't wrestle. Did Gunther wrestle on Monday Night Raw? No, he did not. Did Rhea Ripley wrestle on Monday Night Raw? No, she did not. How are your big stars not wrestling? Did your world heavyweight champion wrestle on Monday Night Raw? No, he did not. CM Punk hasn't even been there for like the last 3 weeks. This is just cheap pop, quick hit booking. They brought in Brock Lesnar, who should have not beaten John Cena. Quick pop. People were going to pop for Lesnar. He's gone. They bring in AJ Lee. I was so happy. AJ Lee is my all-time favorite female wrestler. I was over the moon and ecstatic when she came back, only to never see her. Only to never see her. She come in for a PLE and then is gone for weeks. I think now they said she's not going to be back until the Royal Rumble. Cheap pop. They just wanted to get us, Triple H just wanted us to pop for AJ's initial come. He's going to get a little bit intrigued and then nothing will come of it. For the last couple of weeks, Maxine Dupree hasn't even been on TV. How is the Intercontinental Champion not even on the program? Dom haven't been wrestling at all. So, both Intercontinental Champions are not wrestling. Maxine shows up after 2 weeks, has a match with Ivy now that nobody cares about. Who would pay money to see this crap? The fans in attendance. But as you could tell from the reaction at Saturday Night Main Event, the fans in attendance are not playing anymore. They paid for their ticket, so those are the diehards. I just call myself a diehard wrestling fan, but I'm not attending these shows. They are the diehards. They are your fan base. They are the ones that's going to eat up everything you give to them, and now you're pissing them off. You drop from 6 million viewers to barely getting 2 million, not even mentioning Netflix top 10. Those are the viewers that you are turning away. They're going to leave. They're done. They're doing it. Triple H, you told us to F off. We're effing off. You were taking our money with us. But now you're pissing off your core fan base that still enjoys the product, that still pays you money for these arena tickets, that still purchases these PLE. Now they're booing you. Now they're chanting for AEW. Now they're talking about bring back Vince. Talking about you fucked up. Like, come on, man. WWE is in dire straits. It is circling the drain. And what needs to happen is 100% Triple H needs to be stopped. He needs to be removed. He needs to be terminated. He needs to be future endeavored. He needs to get away from this company, because at the end of the day, everybody says it's ego. But what they won't tell you is the ego, because he knows. And I was a Triple H fan. He was one of my favorite wrestlers, but he knows he was never the guy. He was in the shadow of Austin. He was in the shadow of The Rock, and he knows it. So now, as the COO, he's putting himself first and burying his own talent, because that was a burial of John Cena, and not just to tap out the whole retirement tour, the whole heel turn, the whole random turn back to face, and having him lose to somebody undisturbing, boring, and ridiculously as he did, with a smile on his face. Mr. Never Give Up, gonna tap out. Cena, you gave up, bro. And what you didn't realize is now we're giving up on WWE. Because the trope is you go out on your back to put somebody over. Okay, but it's Gunther. And people acting like he's some young up and coming talent. Gunther is either pushing 40 or is 40 or in his 40s. He is as over as he's gonna get. And it was proven the next night on Raw when nobody cared. Gunther cannot cut a promo. Gunther is not a ring general. His moveset is basic and limited as heck. He is boring, uncharismatic, hardly wrestles. When he shows up on the shows, he's not doing anything. He leaves for weeks at a time, and he is pushing 40. So Cena did not have to go out on his back for this guy. This guy has never once been on Cena's level. Gunther has never drawn a dime for any promoter he's ever worked for, and you know it. Ain't nobody buying no damn Gunther merch. Ain't nobody coming to arenas to see Gunther. Gunther is not The Rock. Gunther is not Austin. Gunther is not Roman Reigns. Gunther is not Cena. Gunther is not Brock Lesnar. Gunther is not Goldberg. Gunther is terrible. Horrible. Should not be a main event guy. He had 2 terrible world title reigns. Stop it, yo. Just stop it. And to be perfectly honest, Triple H, Gunther is not L.A. Knight. And the reason why Triple H does not like L.A. Knight, because he know L.A. Knight could become the guy like he never was. And that's all it is. Triple H ego is destroying his company. It's sabotaging professional wrestling, and it's making the product terrible. Remove him. Bring back Vince. Bring in Vince Russo. Bring in Jim Cornette. Hell, hire Tony Khan to book on Mondays and Fridays. Anybody would be better than Triple H. And until WWE does something about Hunter, Hearst, Helmsley, Levesque, it's going to continue to be bad. It's going to continue to be a steaming hot pile of monkey crap, and the shows are largely and widely unwatchable. I was so bored Monday, and when Austin Theory took off his mask, I just looked at the TV like, who gives a fuck, yo? Alright guys, this has been the Tree of Woe Wrestling Podcast. I am the Black Patriot. Remember guys, like, comment, share, subscribe, tell your friends, tell your wrestling buddies. Help support the channel. Help me keep bringing content to you. Peace out guys. Stay safe.